Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Uh, I'm teaching you in the 12th education, as you are aware about this. In previous, I taught you population education, and there I gave you the whole description of what does population education mean and what are its importances and objectives. Nowadays, today's topic is population explosion. What does the population explosion mean? We have to say that simply the meaning of it. The population explosion means dramatic increase in population. That rapid increase, or we can say a dramatic increase in number of particular species, especially in world human population. The population explosion happened after World War II. Because before that, the world's population was not so high. At this time, the whole population of the world is about 8 billion. जिसको हम उर्दू में कहते हैं 8 अरब आबादी जो है, that is world's population. And the population increase, the population explosion, what would be the causes? What problems we will face in our day-to-day life if the increase, it doubles, it troubles? Because you see, before World War II, the population was not increasing in an alarming rate as it is now. So why it is so? What are the causes behind it? For this population explosion, there are so many causes behind it. One cause is poverty. Because you see, we have 8 billion population, but out of this, we have near about 200 countries. More than that, most of the countries are underdeveloped or developing countries, or we say they are third-rated countries, poor countries. Most of the people. If it is 8 billion, out of 8 billion, near about 6 billion they are poor. They are living below the rate of poverty. And poor people have poor facilities. So they are not in a position to have such facilities so that they can make the control of birth rate. Now, one is contraceptive use. Because you are aware about the contraceptive, how to control our birth rate, because today is a medical science. We are using some contraceptives, and this is for a poor person. This contraceptive is not possible because he can't afford. So when a person is poor, that too causes the rapid growth in population. Another one is child labor. We see people are poor, they can't afford their livelihood. They are sending their children to farmers, to the places where they can earn money. So they involve their students, they involve their child to earn money. Why they involve them? Because they know, if I have 4 children, I involve 4 children in their work, and they will get me at least, if one person earns 2 rupees or 5 rupees or 10 rupees, it would be 40 rupees. So this is also the reason why we have a large population, because most of our this world population is poor, and they send their children for this child labor. Another one is reduce mortality rates. इन्फेंटी जिसे हम कहते हैं, in past the death rate was very high, especially infant death rate. जो बच्चा छोटे थे ना, जब कभी माँ के पेट से भी बच्चे मरते थे, और कभी माँ के पेट से बच्चे होने के बाद भी. लेकिन when this medical science has developed very much, now the death rate has declined, and the birth rate is as much as it was, but the death rate is it has declined. And another is fertility treatment. Medical science has made a tremendous development. Now fertility treatment is there. We are giving, before that it was, you see, if I will say one thing, in few 30 to 40 years back or 20 years back, when a couple was marrying, it was hardly after 10, sometimes it was after 10 years, sometimes it was after 5 years, birth of child. Now you see, after marriage, everybody is in need, that he thinks that I should become a father, because they know the medical science has made such an alarming development. There is never possible for a woman, if a woman is not giving birth within 2 or 3 months or 4 months, they rush to the doctors. They make this treatments, and so that they become the mother. And this is also the fertility treatment is also. And more thing is, one of more thing, especially I can say in India where we live, and talk of our J&K state, that is religious belief. In religious belief too is responsible for population explosion, because Muslims don't believe in this population chart. This too is also a consequences, that if religious is also plays also a vital role for this what I can say population explosion. What are the consequences? See, if there is a population explosion, birth rate is high, and it is birth rate is an alarming rate. Once it was 1 billion, now with the passage of time, now it is 8 billion. And as per the birth rate is concerned, within couple of decades, it would be double of that. So that is why, what would be the consequences of that? You see, the first consequence of this population explosion is lack of water. You see, our earth has near about 75%, even 70% of land is occupied by water. But out of this water, we have so many big oceans, but only 3% of water is for drinking facilities. So it means when the population exceeds, it gets an alarming rate, obviously the lack of water would be there. Lack of water will lead us towards starvation, towards death. So that would be a date, time will come. We will face a big problem of water, and this would be the consequences, जिसको हम उर्दू में नताइज कहते हैं. इसके नताइज क्या निकलेंगे? क्योंकि नताइज हर वक्त बुरे ही निकलते हैं, क्योंकि पॉपुलेशन एक्सप्लोजन में बुरे ही नताइज निकलेंगे. तो लैक ऑफ वाटर वुड बी द फर्स्ट. एक्सटिंक्शन रिसोर्सेज कंजप्शन, जो हमारे रिसोर्सेज है. You see, we have near about 150 crore square kilometer of land. It's fixed there. And we out of that, 31% is forest land and 11% is cultivated land. So the rest land which is for us, that is only 60%. So for the 60%, we have 8 billion people. So that is why when population exceeds, we will go for the resources, because livelihood is there. We have to eat. So for that, we will make extra use of land, and extra use of land will lead towards us destruction of forests. And that will also lead us towards the destruction of this animal life. So the ecological balance will be imbalanced. That too would be a destruction for this earth. And when there is a large population explosion, that will lead us towards the extinction, resource management. Another one is increasing farming. जो मैं आपको कहा कि फार्मिंग जो होगी इसमें इंक्रीज आ जाएगी, क्योंकि जब हमने ज़रूरत होगी, मतलब खाने पीने की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, जो हम ग़िज़ा खाते हैं उसकी ज़रूरत पूरी करने के लिए हम वी विल मेक यूज़ ऑफ द फॉरेस्ट लैंड्स. And another one is faster climate. जैसे आप you see nowadays we have global warming. It is all because of this population explosion. When population is increased in alarming rate, that is why we have faster climate and totally different. You see nowadays in Kashmir, snowfall is during March, April. Sometimes it is in February, March, April. As the good season for snowfall was November, December, January. But it has turned, and also this the monsoons are nowhere, and sometimes it is large quantity of rainfall is there. Sometimes it is drought. So this is all because of when we make a not a good use of this land, and when we see when population expands, it increases, these would the causes and consequences. How to outcome from these problems, and how to check this all. For that we have to make the people aware about this. This is the only thing is the education. We can educationally make people aware about that if this population increases in an alarming rate, that would be a problem for our coming generation. So we have to make that is why this was necessarily made the part of our education. So education, through education we can aware the people that we should not, we should check our population, we should use the contraceptive measures, we should use, as you see in China, only one child is asked to be, one person has only one child, while in India we are being said that only two children should be there. That is called zero birth rate. So इसलिए कि अगर हम ये सब चीज़ें अपने माशरे में सही तरीके से लाने हैं, तो उसके लिए हमें क्या करना है, वी हैव टू मेक द पीपल अवेयर. सो ये वैसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि इसके हमें मतलब इसके गलत नतीजे सामने आ जाए कि हम किसी को कहेंगे नहीं आप ऐसा ऐसा करो, ये मतलब आपको बच्चे नहीं होने चाहिए, ये वो करना चाहिए. तो नहीं, इसके लिए एक लाहेअमल इख्तियार करना है. ओनली द स्टूडेंट can make the change, but when he will